Let me look around.
Mm-hmm.
Make sure, well, everything but one thing's on, and I don't care. Hello, and welcome to another episode of Streaming Without a Paddle. I'm Andrew.
And I'm Ted.
And I want to thank all our current listeners, and I want to welcome all our first-time listeners to the show, the big show.
The big show.
All right, Ted and I, we took on the Amazon Prime Video original Mercy. Ted, you want to give a rundown of
The cast?
Yeah.
Chris Pratt, Rebecca Ferguson, Annabelle Walls, Kyle Rogers, Callie Reese, Chris Sullivan, Noah Fernley, Kenneth Choi, Jeff Pierre, Jamie McBride, Felicia Saunders, Rafi Gavron, and John Bubnack. Some of those don't even need to really be mentioned.
Yeah, it's a Chris Pratt, Rebecca Ferguson vehicle for sure. Chris Sullivan got a kind of a bigger role in it, and Kylie Rogers as well. But everybody else, you know,
a day player. There's not that many people in this movie.
I'm gonna here. This is what it is. It's a futuristic movie of sorts. It's not over the top futuristic. It deals with Ted's favorite subject, AI.
I'm gonna rip into it as soon as you get done talking about this movie.
So we're in the future here, and the judicial system is turned to AI, where there's no juries or judges. It's done by an AI judge, who is also the jury and executioner. Mm-hmm. And that character is Judge Maddox, played by the lovely and talented Rebecca Ferguson. And Chris Pratt plays a police officer who has been arrested and taken to this AI trial for the murder of his wife. Mm-hmm. And so there's a trial goes on, and while the trial goes on, it unfolds to actually solve the case of who killed the wife. And I'm not going to say who killed her.
I wouldn't.
I'm not, because we're trying our best to be spoiler-free here. So that's it. That's the plot of the movie. Mm-hmm. They call it a sci-fi adventure. I don't know why, because it's more of a drama suspense thriller than that.
Yeah.
The sci-fi stuff was minimal. It's all about AI and all that. I think the most notable thing about this movie is 90% of this movie takes place in one setting.
Yeah.
And this one setting is this courtroom.
Yeah.
Where there is nobody there but Chris Pratt's character and Judge Maddox, Rebecca Ferguson, who's not real. She is an AI-generated image.
That's an excellent thing to bring up. What is real and what's not.
And is on a video screen. So anyway, that's in a nutshell. That is Mercy, and it's called the Mercy Court. So that's why they named this movie Mercy. All right, I was impressed with the production. You don't find that kind of performance and storytelling in basically a one scene setting, and which encapsulates, like I said, 90% of this movie. Mm-hmm. And Chris Pratt's interaction with the monitor. I'd be interested to know if they shot that with Rebecca Ferguson off camera and did a live feed into where Chris Pratt was up onto the monitor where he could see that, so they could play off of each other and what. I don't think I just got the feeling they didn't shoot it separate. and then meld it together.
No, I don't think they shot it separate.
I thought they were. I figured they were there. She was just off of set, looking into a camera that was projected on the TV, because you never see her
In the same time.
in any format other than on the monitor.
Yeah.
I mean, they didn't even cut to her character. Obviously, that would ruin the AI part of it.
Yeah.
As a real person. So, which I thought, there you go, another brilliant move there. You didn't destroy that illusion. So anyway, all right. I thought the acting was good.
Sure. Yeah.
I thought Pratt and Rebecca did a great job.
Yeah, she's great. He was good. I mean, he just does his thing. He's kind of one of those guys that's like, I want Chris Pratt, which is cool.
Right.
Like, it's like you want Vince Vaughn.
I don't.
No, I know, but Chris Pratt is, if you like Chris Pratt, you like this.
I think I've seen, I think Chris Pratt's gone through kind of an evolution as an actor. He's taking on more serious roles. Mm-hmm. He's getting away from the Parks and Rec kind of guy and the Guardians of the Galaxy, Star-Lord, comical kind of, character. He plays serious much better than he does funny.
He's doing a lot of, the Electric State, he was pretty funny.
So, and again, I wasn't blown away by that, if memory serves me correct. I enjoyed it, but there was nothing there. And he also played that soldier movie too.
Well, that's all he does now. Soldiers and cops. Soldiers and cops.
I think he does it well.
Sure.
Does it well.
I'm not nothing like he's good. He does a good job.
Yeah.
I thought this was this was done well. It was acted well. It was directed well. It was written, it was all good.
Yeah.
Nothing great to me, but it was all good.
Yeah. Yeah, all the principal stuff was done, like I said, on the one set. I mean, they did have, I don't want to call it the B unit, but, they did a lot of...
The B unit.
Well,
you're right.
Yeah, it's a B unit. I mean, going out and shooting B-roll and marrying it together with, things that were shot on green screen. I don't know what the technical name for it right off the top of my head is now, but besides CGI, I don't think many streets were shut down in Los Angeles where this takes place.
No,
for shooting this movie, and the CGI looked really good, especially the chase scenes there with the big truck. I thought they did a really good job doing that.
This guy did a really cool movie back in the day. Two of them.
Who's this guy?
The director.
Oh, Timur?
Yeah, he did Night Watch and Day Watch, which are like vampire movies set in Russia. And they were cool. They're cool movies. I have them on DVD.
He did Ben-Hur. He's no stranger to his craft by any means, and I mean, this guy is just, and I'm not even going there. Timur is it's his first name.
Yeah, you better stop there.
Yeah. It's tempting me, Ted, to try to pronounce that last name. You want to give it a shot?
Bekmambetov.
Okay, there you go. What Ted said. Anyway, yeah, no, I mean, he's done well. Now, and this is one of the things I want to bring up with you, though. The writer of this was a gentleman by the name of Marco Van Bell. We've seen a number of films this year where I don't want to call them first time, but they don't have a big pedigree.
Yeah.
This young man, Marco Van Bell, he doesn't have a huge pedigree as a writer. And it was kind of inspiring. I thought this was a good movie. All right. And when I say that, I'm going to say it's not a bad movie. Maybe I should say that. I don't want to give the illusion here that it was something super, super duper. But this young man, I mean, this is a big break for him.
Yeah.
So good for him, and it's inspiring that, okay, you know what, maybe somebody's out there giving somebody a chance.
Seems like it.
I mean, it really does, because we've seen a number of films this year that I don't want to call them first-time writers or directors, but they're not coming in here with a lot behind them.
They don't have a stacked resume.
They don't. I mean, obviously, Timur here, the director, he does. But, Marco, good for him. And he did a good job. So, I thought it was well written. The things that I didn't like about this was the fact that they really spent a lot of time on the storyline of him being Chris Pratt's character, falling off of the wagon. For about a year. So I don't want to get into that. But I think they overplayed that a little bit. They could have spent more time putting A and B and C and D together in the search.
Yeah.
For maybe throw in another loop of or a path of potential murderers here. So, there's one, and it's not a real spoiler. Maybe it is.
I mean, go ahead.
I was just to say there's one individual that they focus on as a potential suspect in the murder of this thing, and I wish they would have spent a little bit more time on that individual, since they came out and they slapped this big pile of evidence down right from the get-go, money troubles and all that. And then they quickly dismissed him as a suspect. And I think you could have played that a little longer. I'd rather have seen that than, going into the alcoholism that Pratt's character had. So anyway, I thought the production on this was good. I enjoyed it.
So this is like a movie that I think was good all the way around, but I don't ever need to see it again. That's a lot of what I've gone on lately. Is like I don't want to watch it again. But it was done well. I thought everybody in it did well. I thought the production was good. It was just like it didn't do it for me. And I got to tell you, anything doing with this AI stuff, I don't want to watch. I don't want to watch anything this is the future with AI being this. I don't give two shits about AI. Look at me. I don't care about AI. I want it to go away.
All right. And on that note, I want everybody to know I called an audible. We were going to come in today and we were going to talk about Peaky Blinders, the movie, Immortal Man. And so I watched it. Ted hadn't watched it yet. And this was a few days ago. And so we turned this on, was it night before last? Night before last. And because we had nothing else to watch. And my wife and I, we enjoyed this movie, right? And so I texted Ted. I said, if you haven't watched Peaky Blinders yet, you'll enjoy this more than Peaky Blinders.
I just have never seen a single episode of Peaky Blinders.
It didn't matter. So, it was the right audible. I'll go ahead and say that, okay? There wasn't a lot, having watched the Peaky Blinders, there wasn't a lot in it that played off the series. It was a standalone movie based off of the series. And I'll be honest with you, I enjoyed the series. I thought it was well structured. The movie, Immortal Man, I didn't think it was very well structured. I think the story fell flat. I thought the characters fell flat. And it just, there was nothing, it was just bleh.
Okay.
Yeah, it was just a flat out story, and don't love Cillian Murphy. Okay, I think he's great, and he does this character Tommy Shelby incredibly well. But this time it was just, there wasn't a lot to it, so that was very disappointing. Having said that, if this was football, Peaky Blinders, we would have been stopped at the line on it, right? Mm-hmm. At least with this, we advanced the ball 5 yards.
Yeah.
I mean, it wasn't a touchdown, but...
Not every movie am I going to be like, oh, gosh, I can't wait to watch this again. But I can still think it's good.
Yeah.
And Peaky Blinders, I probably would have been a little bored. That's why I never watched it. It seems like it would be boring.
I found the series itself, every episode was really enthralling, and they just they built the storyline and up, and they ended every episode with a hook, so that you came into the next episode following this along, and then they did the standalone, and it just didn't. It fell flat.
Don't they do a thing where they take old punk rock songs and put them in like...
They do.
Yeah, and it's set in like the 30s,
The music is really, really, really weird.
Well, it's set in the 30s. Like this movie is right before World War II, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And the other ones are set right after World War One.
The movie is World War II.
Is it?
Yeah. So they're and it's funny because it centers around the supplying arms to Hitler. So that's arms and other things. I'm not going into it, but it just fell flat. Now, if you want to watch a good World War II movie that's now out, just been out for a couple of weeks on Netflix, that's Nuremberg, with Russell Crowe and Rami
Malek.
Rami Malek, yeah. Oh my gosh, we downloaded that on our Netflix thing because we flew out west and we wanted something on the big
5-hour flight.
Yeah, to be able to watch. So I downloaded that. My wife and I watched it out there, and I was just blown away. And I told Ted I guess we were texting. I can't believe that movie Nuremberg, and I dropped a short on our social.
I just saw it,
and I'm blown away that movie was not nominated for an Oscar. I mean, I'm just blown away. Russell Crowe is phenomenal in it. Rami is phenomenal in it. You thought he was. I mean, I don't think he'll ever top his role as Freddie Mercury, but he touched on it here from a performance
He's
standpoint.
really good.
He really is. And the movie itself was just
whatever that movie
spectacular.
we watched a couple years ago with him and Jared Leto and Denzel Washington.
Yeah, right.
And we were like, the problem is Rami Malek's trying to out-weird Jared Leto in that movie, and it doesn't work.
Right, and out-act Denzel.
Yeah, it's a tough road.
It was.
Denzel is the King Kong of acting, and then you got like weird Jared Leto making weird choices, and it's like, you're treading water with a bunch of sharks right now, buddy.
Pick a path. Yeah. No, that was fun, and that hurt him in that movie, his performance, because you could tell he was trying to, when he was up against or in a scene with Denzel, that,
he's trying to win.
He was. And then, just like you said, when he was in a scene with Jared Leto, he was trying to outweird him, man. He couldn't do it.
Yeah, it's tough.
Yeah. No, that was, what was that? That wasn't a good movie. That was actually horrible. But anyway, I really like Nuremberg, and you watch the short on that. But if you want a good war movie, a related movie, but Peaky Blinders, I was disappointed being a fan of the series. I'll be honest with you.
Okay, well, I'm not going to watch it then.
Yeah, I wouldn't. I'm not. I'll never watch that again. All right, Ted, let's get to some numbers on this. I'm blown away by the other outlets and the disparity between the numbers that they've given this.
6.9.
Okay, I'm a 7.7.
Yeah,
on this movie.
I think those are both good numbers.
I do too.
Anything over a 6 is a pretty decent score. It's worthy of watching.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. Now, IMDb, just throw these out there, 6.2 out of 10, and that's an average number for them.
Yeah.
Right, and Letterboxd gave it a 50. Right. Now, this is what I'm talking about. They're all over the place here. You can just look at the Rotten Tomatoes on this. The critics gave this a 25, right? Mm-hmm. 2.5. But the audience gave it an 8.3.
The skew is so off between the critics and the audience.
Right. It's a case of Melania.
Well, that's why you have... That's funny. But that's why you have Oscar-nominated movies that people are like, this sucks. This is boring. Like, because normal people, not so much this year, you had some really good, movies that took a swing. I haven't seen Marty Supreme, but Sinners took a swing. It was a good movie. I didn't see Train Dreams, but you said it was good.
Very good.
Right. So it sounds like cool idea.
Frankenstein was very good.
Took a swing. Great.
Very
Gothic,
good.
not my thing, but like good.
Right.
Like, so, but, normally it's a bunch of movies that you're like, oh, this was just made so they can win an award.
Yeah.
So I don't necessarily, when I see
this wasn't.
No, and when I see like 1,000 audience members give something a 95 and the critics give it a 20, I'm like, well, the critics are just kind of being critical to be critical.
Yeah, I mean, I can't understand that. I just don't. I mean, I think the audience is overexcited about this movie, and the critics are way too harsh about it. I mean, I think it took some novel swings that actually connected, and they're not giving it credit for that. I mean, there were no doubles or triples in this movie, but the elements that it did hit, most of them got on base. I mean, so yeah, that was rough. That was rough. But anyway, all right, Ted, what were you again?
6.9.
6.9. I was a 7.7. I'm going to watch it. Check it out. You're not going to ever want to watch it again, but it's entertaining to the point that you'll find it compelling and occupy your mind. I came out of it and I told my wife, she watched it with me. I said, I needed that. I needed that movie to take my mind off of all the other stuff that was going on in my life, and it did exactly that. And I'm glad for it. So
yeah.
if you're in a brain fog and you're trying to escape, because it makes you think.
Yeah.
I like movies that make you think. All right, there we go. Now I've got this week's rewind.
It's all you, man.
I took a trip out west this last week. So my rewind is inspired by my trip out to San Francisco. And you couldn't help but see it every day. It's almost in every picture we took. And that's Alcatraz, The Rock.
The Rock, good movie.
1976, I think it is, or 79, one of the two.
The Rock?
No, Alcatraz.
Oh,
Escape from
the Birdman from Alcatraz, or Escape from Alcatraz?
Escape from Alcatraz with Clint Eastwood.
Yeah, that's a great movie.
Yeah, I think it was either 79 or 76, but it was, I was inspired sitting there looking at that. Yeah, 1979. I was, every day you saw that. And if you haven't seen it in person, you just can't measure the importance and the awe that it provides when you look out there and you see this island.
It's pretty trippy.
It is. It's just like, oh wow, that's just amazing. And now I loved the movie Escape from Alcatraz. Sad to say, I'm old enough to remember watching it
in the theater. Probably.
In the theater, because we didn't back in 1979, we did not have a VHS player.
No, you had to see it.
You had to, yeah, and this kind of stuff didn't show up on television. So that's and here's the thing here's the story is, there was one, and nobody can confirm or deny, successful escape from the island of Alcatraz, which is a prison. But that's what this movie is about. Clint Eastwood, he plays Frank Morris. He and I think two other people, but he's the central character in this movie. They're prisoners on Alcatraz, and they disappear. Mm-hmm. They disappear, and of course, they called the unescapable, and turned out that whether they survived the escape or not, they escaped.
Probably
they got off the island.
They probably didn't survive it.
So,
because that's a swim.
Yeah, I don't know how far it was. I mean, the island is so big, it looks like it's right there. You can almost reach out and touch it. But I told my wife, because she went with me, I think their survival was, I'm not saying that they did, but it was very plausible, because we were out there one day and we were watching, and the current coming through the bay was so strong.
Yeah, you'd have to swim through that.
And, well, I according to the movie, they made a raft, an inflatable.
Well, you'd have to, because there's sharks everywhere.
So that I think if you got on that inflatable, if you held on to it, and you got into a current like we saw that one day, I mean, there were always currents, but there was one day then the currents were really, really strong. I was like, holy smokes, that gets you to shore real quick anywhere in the bay if you hooked up on one of those currents. Yeah. I didn't realize that it was that strong. So, but it was. It was, wow. But anyway, all right. So Clint Eastwood and who plays Frank Morris, he escapes with two other fellows there from Alcatraz, and they called it the unescapable. We don't know if they survived or not. But shortly after the escape, they ended up closing the prison down, not just because of the escape, but I guess because of the conditions as well.
Yeah.
That it kind of got exposed. So, but anyway, now this movie, and you don't have to listen to me, I'm going to give this an off the record 8.5. That would be my score on Escape from Alcatraz. Rotten Tomatoes has got this coming in, and it's about an 8. It's about a 9.0. 97 from the critics and 85 from the audience. That's how good this movie is. And here's the great thing: it's playing for free on Tubi. Again, we love Tubi. Our recommendations of movies for you to check it shouldn't cost you a dime other than the subscription that hopefully you already have. But this is available at no charge on Tubi. So I'm a watch. Definitely. All right. That's my rewind. Love California though, Ted. I missed it.
It's really cool.
I spent many a day in Southern California. I'd never been to Northern California. Now Ted got his, I don't want to call it a secondary degree because it's your master's.
Got a master's in acting.
In San Francisco.
I did.
So he's familiar with that area, and but that was my first trip there, and I fell in love.
Oh, it's great.
It's amazing, is what it is.
Great town.
So, and before we go, did not know this, so I'm going to send out a shout to Alan Richardson. Just found out due to the news that he's in that an incident that took place, that he is a resident of the state of Tennessee. He's here with us.
Cool.
Down in fashionable Brentwood. So, Alan, welcome to the state. If you're listening. Glad to have you, buddy. Ted and I were talking before the show. We can't understand why California people are celebrities are moving here. I just can't. I can't.
Well, I guess they would say taxes, and you can buy a mansion for $1 million here, and there you can buy an apartment.
Right. Well, I get besides the money aspect of it. I think there's a price. I think there's a price, and you got to be willing to pay it if you can pay it for a lifestyle.
Yeah, I think if that's it. That's it. You're paying for the lifestyle. You're paying for the ocean, the mountains, all being an hour from there.
Yeah.
It's different. But yes, you can have a giant mansion here.
Yeah. But I think you lose out on all the other parts of that lifestyle.
Yeah, I mean, if you go an hour outside of Nashville, then there's some really beautiful nature areas there, but it still doesn't touch California.
No,
I don't care what people say. It doesn't. Like, we have a couple of spots, like, the caverns are really cool, and, Fall Creek Falls, right?
Yeah.
Like, stuff like that is really cool. But
it's a one-off.
Yeah, there's like a thousand.
I mean, it's like this movie we just reviewed.
Yeah.
I'm not going to watch it again. You're not going to wake up and go Fall Creek Fall every other weekend.
Yeah, there's that's just the factual stuff. There's a 100 different really cool things in California nature-wise that you can go do.
Exactly.
The redwoods.
Well, here's an example. We were talking before the show, and I told Chad the thing that I really was impressed the most about Northern California was the convenience of all these things that you can do. We were in San Francisco, and we stayed down in Los Gatos for a few days, and they're only about 45 minutes apart. And Los Gatos is 45 minutes from Carmel, which is absolutely ridiculously gorgeous. Fun place to hang out, go walk around, do things. Half an hour from Monterey. You're 20 minutes from Santa Cruz, home of the Lost Boys. And, it's just a lot of things. And you're 30 minutes from the mountains, and you're 3.5 hours from Lake Tahoe, which... Wow. If you've never been to Lake Tahoe,
it's cool.
Yeah. Now, 3.5 hours from here is Gatlinburg or Memphis.
I mean,
what a choice.
Yeah. Gatlin. There's things in both those places that are really cool.
Yeah, it's just not my jam.
Over Gatlinburg is everyone's jam.
No. They got... I hate to tell it. I mean, my wife and I went there last year to Gatlinburg. And I kid you not, I mean, Gatlinburg is basically a single road that goes between the mountains. And it's got all these little shops on it, left and right, and it's the same old stuff in every shop. It's just a different name, and, you get a little glass thing with the word Gatlinburg written on it. But I was really turned off, because they actually had 2 political stores.
Oh, I've seen those. Yeah.
And that you know what? If you're going there, that ruins the experience, because people go on vacation.
No.
She'll do it.
She'll get me so
She'll
mad.
do it.
We're not doing it. We'll be here another 20 minutes.
Very right. But, people go on vacation, and that's the one thing that they don't want to deal with is politics. And they won't want to be reminded of it. And
yeah, I don't want to know your politics at a vacation spot.
No, it takes away from the experience. And you know what? And that was the big distraction from our visit to Gatlinburg. Very disappointed because of those 2 stores. And since then, we've been in Vegas. We've been in Phoenix. We've been in now Northern California, Indianapolis, Wisconsin. Ever since we've been there, and we have not run into, and we've covered a lot of ground, we did not run into one political store in any of those cities. Matter of fact, all those cities were so publicly political, it's not even funny. But anyway, there you go. All right, guys, everybody, we appreciate you. I'm going to end on that note. I'm sorry. I apologize. It just happens. It just happens. Having said that, I'm Andrew.
And I'm Ted.